you're just picking up a few items from the grocery store and it's less than, say, 3 kilometers or 2 miles away, do you consider walking rather than driving or taking another mode of transportation? And can you get your items in 2 bags, try to get them equally balanced, and then do a farmer's carry walking home to help you? You know, that's an exercise. We do it with kettlebells and dumbbells, where you'll carry, say, 2.5 kilogram weights, and you'll just walk. That's called a farmer's carry. Anyway, just giving you an idea. Stay moving later. Sorry, no cinematographer. Yes, I'll get an assistant when it warrants it. But right now, I just completed my executive workout. Short today, 20 minutes on the treadmill, about 2 miles or 3.2 kilometers completed. My speed would have indicated about an RPE, rate of perceived exertion, of about 5 out of 10, which means I could have had a conversation like this while running. However, my heart rate was more elevated and I felt more like a 7, which is where you can say only a few words while you're running. So I had some days off. I didn't get a lot of sleep this weekend. Lots of factors can contribute to maybe being more fatigued or having your heart rate a little higher, doing something that typically would be easier for you. I don't judge those things. I just go with my body, which I find to be smarter than adhering to some heart rate zone or something like that, because the human body is much more complex than any equation we could devise or any chart that shows statistical averages. So today, my pace felt like about 70% exertion, okay? And that's that. I enjoyed the 20-minute run, a little over 2 miles. And then I only did 4 sets of calisthenics because truthfully, the first set of pull-ups, where I can normally pull about 20, I think I did 17. And truthfully, that's what my body wanted. The push-ups, same deal, about 30 a piece, 25 on the second set. And then I just feel like stopping. I feel like I've done some work today, and it's not the Olympics, and I'm not trained up to a crescendo of performance. I'm just maintaining myself because the body wants and needs to move. So like I said before I got into the treadmill, find some activities each day, whether it be a short walk to the corner store, the bodega, the grocery store. You know, if you're here in Nairobi, where you walk down to the fruit stand, one of the stalls out on the main road, and get some mangoes or limes or lemons or bananas. They got these little bananas that are super sweet, but be careful. One of those little ones is like 18 grams of carbs, while a big one, which is 2-3 times larger, is what, about 27 grams of carbohydrates. I don't know, look it up. But those little ones, you eat a couple of those, you're up to 40 grams of carbohydrates. That's like 10 teaspoons of sugar. Wow. Anyway, but it's fruit. So maybe you can rationalize eating some of those. But enough of that. Like I said, I've done my executive workout. I'm gonna get my shower and shave in. And then I'm gonna think about breaking my fast. Looks like chicken sausage, 3 eggs. I've got some avocado. I'm out of salad greens. I've got onion, and I've got some kimchi. So I'll get some veggies in me, but not like a typical breakfast where I photograph it and show like a beautiful spring salad with spring greens and arugula and all that. It's not gonna be that pretty. It's just gonna be eggs, meat, and avocado and some kimchi. But it'll work, and that's what counts. So anyway, find a way to get some movement in today. If you can walk within 30 minutes of dinner, as long as you're not like eating at like 10 o'clock p.m. But if you can take a walk within 30 minutes of eating, that'll help absorb some of the glucose, lower your insulin, because the movement, right, helps to usher the glucose into your cells, into your muscles, which is aside from your liver, is where you store glucose or store your sugar. So, you know, we want to be insulin sensitive. We want to be able to store the carbs as sugar that we do eat. and therefore have stable chemistry, which means stable blood sugar, stable cycles of sleep and wake, stable food cravings where you're not constantly fiending for something like a dope addict, and more level moods, because we also want to be emotionally stable so that people can depend on us. You don't want to be that person that's always in a crisis. When you're fit, you have trained your body to withstand stress. That should translate to you being able to stand fast and remain calm when others are panicking in a crisis, because you have a higher threshold that you can manage. Do you see the analogy that I'm making between your fitness level and your ability to handle stress in life? I hope this lesson reaches some of you guys. That's my submission for today. Peace and out. Let's sum it up. What did we do? Let's start here. Right, we started with the treadmill this morning. Okay. We got it done. Bam. Okay, and that was fun. 20 minutes indoor, steady. My heart rate was higher than usual, but I didn't get a lot of sleep over the weekend, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? You go with your body, you listen to your body, you do what you have to do. Then what was next? What do we have here? This is the strength session. Just did 4 sets, which is a very small amount of work for me, but I only wanted to spend about 10 minutes on it. It says 20 minutes, but that's because I didn't turn off the app quickly enough. I went and visited my security guys and came upstairs before I turned off the session on my watch. So it says 20 minutes, but that includes socializing. Anyway, that's what we did. Pull-ups, push-ups. The push-ups, my variations. The second set were clapping push-ups. First set, of course, my feet were elevated on the weight bench. I just didn't bother to put that in. What's the point? You guys know what I'm up to. You guys know I'm doing professional grade stuff. Anyway, so that's today's message. Get in some movement based on your own level of fitness. As long as you just get your heart beating and your legs and arms moving, you'll be happy you did. If you can get outdoors, that's even better. If you can get some sunshine, that's even better. Fresh water, always good. Anyway, think about your health. Think about how we're going to age. And no matter what age you are, get started now. Okay? Peace and out.